The Morris Museum is celebrating the 90th birthday of one of New Jersey's most prominent and beloved artists, Carl Berger. They've mounted an impressive retrospective spanning many decades.
I sort of gravitated toward nature because I remember when we were kids, my dad used to drive us up into the mountains outside of South Orange, Maplewood. They used to have the old reservation. And I used to just identify nature with a love of you know, the way the leaves change in the autumn and following the stream. And there was something about the smell of the woods.
The museum has a very long relationship with Carl. We actually did a retrospective exhibit in 2001, and little did we know that his best work was yet to come.
Carl is an icon, and he's taught so many people. And at Kane, I mean, people from Kane love him. I've never heard a bad word about him.
My great period was always in the summer, when I did mainly watercolors and oils, and in the winter, I worked always on these pencil drawings and collages.
Well, it's incredible just the breadth of the mediums that he works in. There's drawings in graphite and charcoal. The paintings, watercolors, oils, pastels.
If you were to see a cross-section of my work, I could be different artists at times.
One of the works in the exhibition caught our eye. As it turns out, the graphite drawing helps to explain some of Carl's own history.
I was born in Pforzheim, Germany. Luckily, my father left Germany prior to the Hitler period.
The family settled in New Jersey in the late 1920s. At 16, Carl was designated an enemy alien.
At that time, if you were not a citizen, apparently, and you were German, you were declared an enemy alien. And I had to go to the post office, because my father hadn't become citizen. I had to go to the post office and get fingerprinted.
But then at 18, he was drafted, sent to Europe, and ended up in the small German town where he was born, the city of Pforzheim.
I found the town was in complete destruction. And Churchill had Pforzheim on the list along with Dresden.
RAF Lancasters unload everything from 500-pounders to blockbusters on Pforzheim, important industrial center.
What made it very sad was that I met my relatives there, and one evening we drove through the ruined streets, and it was almost like ghosts. You would see just the hulks of the buildings in the moonlight, and everything was like silhouettes of broken metal and shards of glass. Years later, by accident, I had a student at Kane University. Her name was Sigrid Hauk. I learned that Sigrid had been born in Pforzheim, and as we spoke, she told me about what it was like as a youngster and how she experienced the bombing.
Explosions and fires are sucking the oxygen from the air. Nothing can live in this inferno.
They had this book that had been published in post-war Germany called Untergang einer Stadt. Sigrid brought it to me one day.
And I couldn't look at it. It was just too disturbing. 80% of the city was destroyed, and in 20 minutes, more than 20,000 people perished, and there were only women, children, and old people left. Carl looked at it, was inspired, and then he did a series of drawings.
I decided these are important themes to record as an artist. So I took the book, studied it thoroughly. I translated it on large sheets of paper. I did 4 of them.
It inspired him in a way that he had to document it in his own creative way.
Sigrid and her husband Gerhard have become one of Carl's most avid collectors.
I don't know how many works that we have of his, because we just keep collecting, and I would say at least 50. So there is such a joy in seeing his work.
Oftentimes when I sit in front of canvas and I say, I don't know, I'm not particularly in the mood today, and but I got to get started, and I would select the subject, and next thing you know it, once you got lost into it, it was like something took the brush and the water and everything took over from you, and before you were through, it was like a runner. You were out of breath. You were finally finished. The best paintings I ever did were paintings that were created in this kind of context, that something took my mind and my hand over and did it.
We do.
I can't believe this is happening to me. Really? Yeah, what a great opening. I mean, a lot of people here and everything. I didn't expect.
The New Jersey State Council on the Arts, encouraging excellence and public engagement in the arts since 1966, is proud to co-produce State of the Arts with Stockton University, New Jersey's distinctive public university. Additional support is provided by the Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation.